Hey, welcome to Bears Banter. Man, this is season 4. Season 4 for Bears Banter.
Yep.
Hey, congratulations, guys.
Yep. Congratulations, fellas.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight, man?
Let's keep it rolling.
Hey, I got a question, man. I got a question. I've been coming up on the damn intro as a special guest for 3 years. I mean, damn, can I be on the show? I mean, damn.
Well, now that you're a doctor, we can call you special ed.
Can you just take the special guest off my damn name now? Damn,
we definitely are, bro. I gotta redo the intro video.
Man.
Matter of fact, we may even actually have, I don't know. I don't want to speak. We may have some changes, but it's no big deal. But
I feel like a bad side chick. Damn, man. Like I can't never get that relationship status. I'll always be a side chick.
At least you'll always have something.
Come on. I'm gonna never get that caramel cake. Yeah, I'll never. My bad.
You say you feel like the side chick that don't know they're the side chick.
You know,
what do we have here? What is it that we have? Is that all it was?
Hey, but anyway, we moving into 2023 season, and after coming off a 3-14 season.
Yeah.
What do you think? Well, I mean, what y'all think is going on? We just started training camp.
Man, I tell you, promising. Man. Hold on a second. Hold on. Well, I gotta get this real quick. Damn, come on. Hello? Yeah, hey Dante, what's up, man? Hey, you know Vala's about to get your spot. You told the coach that your dog was eating your homework. Well, guess what? You about to get cut. Hello? I'm just saying, man, you know what? He got a non-football injury. And you know, and the thing is, we were talking about Velas like all last year with the fumbles and stuff. Shoot, Velas is out there putting in some work. So maybe bye Dante.
Well, as you,
who's Dante? Who's that? Oh.
Right. Well, y'all know as dudes, I'm always optimistic. But I've been hearing some good things about the offense. I'm just hoping that everything is going to come together because I just really feel like they are the missing piece. Speaking of the wide receivers, we got 11 wide receivers in training camp, and they only keep it 6. So and so if you look at it, you got the big 3. You got DJ Moore, you got Mooney, you got Claypool, you got Various Jones, you got the rookie Tyler Scott, and it was really between St. Brown and Dante Pettis. And Dante Pettis now has undisclosed non-football injury, so he's probably going to be the odd man out because we're only going to keep 6 wide receivers. And the thing about it is only 5 of them going to dress on game day. But I'm real optimistic. I'm hearing some good stuff about the running back room. They say as of today, Dante Foreman is actually taking the reps with the first team and not Khalil Herbert. So that's kind of interesting. But they did say, as we've been saying, since Khalil Herbert been here, his pass protection is something to be desired. And he said he's been working on this pass protection all throughout the offseason. So we'll see what happens. But I like the upgrades that we've made in the tight end room, the wide receiver room, and the running back room, as well as the offensive line. Yeah. So we can only be optimistic. The schedule is favorable, so we'll see what happens.
Dante do have an injury. He does. I'm reading it right now. He has a non-disclosed football injury. His feelings are hurt.
Hey, guy, it's worse than that, man. Back in the day, you know, y'all a little older than me, but everything that got diagnosed was just VD. He got VD.
It don't mean Bayless drops. It ain't Bayless drops. You know what I like too, man? It was something I looked up, which is interesting, man. You know, now that they got Tanyan in there, they're gonna be running more 12 personnel, which is interesting. I looked up something. Seattle was first, Kansas City was 5th, Dallas was 6th, and Jacksonville was 8th. And they all made the playoffs, and they ran that formation 30% of the time. And we were only did it we were 21st in the league. So now with 2 other tight ends, man, just all the options they got, man. And I'm also excited to see what it's going to look like with Claypool actually knowing the playbook and not kind of sort of feeling like he just got to fit in. It's gonna be interesting, man. I want to see all them folks that was talking all that trash, man. If they start generating a lot of these yards and start doing some stuff, I don't want to hear nothing.
And you also got to think about it too. You know, at one point, as bad as the Bears was last year, they were scoring almost 30 points a game.
Yeah,
30 points a game,
and that's with a bad offense.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you could imagine if they get a good offense together, and you know, just the second year in the league, just the second year in the same offense, it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. I'm hoping that that they can. It can be a quick turnaround. I'm hoping it can be a quick turnaround.
But some of these health conscious people out here might get a little upset. But Justin Fields made a really large adjustment. He went, I want to say pescatarian. He's not vegetarian no more. And if you look at him, he looks a little bit fuller. You know, I mean, you know, doctors,
he do that.
Don't kill me, doctors. But I find that, and the reason why I say that is because remember when Cam Newton did the same thing with vegetarian. He lost like 30 pounds, and it was like his numbers like suck.
Mm-hmm. You know, and you said he went to what, a pescatarian? You said,
yeah, just eating fish. But
okay, because he was a vegan or something, right?
Yes, yeah. And here's the deal. You know, people can say what they want or whatever it is, man. In the wintertime, you gotta have something like some, even if it's fish flavored, then eat more beef stew to make it through the winter.
Right.
Because he was having, I know he was running, but he was definitely having hydration issues late in the season where he was cramping a lot. So you would figure he was drinking enough water. So I was figuring maybe he wasn't getting enough potassium or something, right? Because they hydrating you on the sideline, but he still was cramping.
He gonna have a whole doggone aquarium on the sideline with this shit,
man. Hey, only thing I got on this, man, is that this time last year, I was saying trust the process. I kept saying it the whole year. I said trust the process, man. Things are gonna get better. I was like, man, we need to lose this game. We need to lose this game. We need to lose this game and this one. We ended up with the first pick of the draft.
Yeah.
And Pose went in there and just he pulled his pants down on State Madison and said, y'all can kiss my black ass. And went out there and got some people. You could tell the temperature in this room in Bears Banter has changed. We got smiles on our faces. Guy ain't drinking so damn much on the broadcast. And everything is looking real good.
This is what the Bears, hey, Doc, this is what the Bears made me do. I got coffee.
Hey, I'd like to thank everybody who's tuning in to Bears Banner tonight, watching as we get ready for the 2023 season, and this is the fourth season of Bears Banner. Hey, I agree with you, Mike. It's a whole lot more optimistic than we were last year, but of course, we were being realists last year. We knew the Bears were trying to lose games. And I know there was a part of the fan base that was not accepting that, right? And they really wanted the Bears to win more games. But it turned out and worked out the way it should have. I mean, the Bears ended up being the first draft, traded down, and they're sitting there looking pretty to me.
Right, but you know, it's the best part about not having the personnel too last year. They were able to play hard, and they knew that they'd be able to stay in a lot of games, but they knew they just didn't have enough to get over the hump, which actually was kind of perfect because it didn't look like them dudes was out there just basically tanking. They was playing hard. They just didn't have enough. So it worked out good. Let's see what happens this year, though. Everybody talking about Minnesota, and they talking about the Lions. Let them go ahead and keep talking about them. We talk about we ain't nobody nothing. If at the end of the season we end up doing pretty good, then we're going to have all them pundits sitting out there talking about some, oh, well, I knew the Bears are going to be good because Ryan Poles. I'm like, nah, y'all go talk to Dr. Quick about that.
Hey, what's up, TC Cook? TC Cook, that's my
Cook, what up, though? What up, Cook?
12-5. Ooh, that's real optimistic. I like it, though. I like
that. Boy, that boy Cook will throw a P to your knee.
Man, but think about this, Jay. Just think about this. And I listened to a radio interview of DJ Moore, man. It had me ready to go sue back up. Because he talked about how hard they worked in the off season. He said whenever Justin called, everybody came out to run routes. And they was just there, you know, they was at different high schools here in the city area, getting together, running routes. He said, man, and it shows because they're talking about the timing in training camp on these throws. Just like they got together and started. Man, it's gonna be something. It may not be this year, but it's gonna be something magical soon to come here.
Hey, well,
I think once we get all that continuity together, think about how many games we lost by like one score last year with a trash roster.
8 of them. We lost 8 games. We lost
those
8 games by one score.
And what I said last year, I said, man, we don't have the personnel to win those games. We got it now because we can actually close out a ball game in the fourth quarter. Right. You know, we got three damn good running backs. We got the passing game, and we still got probably the best running quarterback in the whole league. And you got a key on him. Now you gave him some toys to play with. Man, this is crazy. This is. I said, trust the process, and I'm excited.
I'm just mad because Justin didn't call me because I would have went to go rush around.
I'd have did filming, but you know what? They're going to have some bail bond cards for them offensive linemen, man, because they're talking about Darnell Wright. I mean, you got some vets out there. Look, let me tell you what this dude did. It's funny. So they had some offseason, some drills, conditioning drills, the drills that they were going to have to go to.
Right.
He got it mixed up and did the wide receiver.
He did the wide receiver drill.
So he blew the offensive linemen out. So they was like, they asked, I guess, Eberflus, like, how did he do? He said, he just crushed it. Could you imagine somebody that big, that's that fast and that strong?
Wait a minute, did y'all hear the story about what freaked everybody out about him at training camp?
No.
Said it was a play that he failed. He fell to the ground, did a somersault back up to his feet. And DJ Moore's like, now this is 6'5", 330-pound grown man. Yeah. He said, man, he is so nimble. He said he fell to the ground, did a somersault, and just popped right back up, like boom, ready to go for the. He was like, he said, man, that's scary. He's like, that's scary. That's scary.
They got some. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. When the draft came around, and I think I said it on the draft show, I was talking about how I felt like they had drafted Tyreek Stevenson too early. Man, this dude, and they say right now it's him and that kid Terrell Smith. They don't know who's gonna start at their other corner opposite Jaden Johnson right now. Yeah. Those guys are really putting on the show, man. So it's good to see that the draft process as well has shown up, and we might wind up having 3, maybe 4, 5 starters out of this draft. I know they said that kid. I know they said that the defensive tackle. What's his name? The first one that they drafted. Javon Dexter. Javon Dexter.
They talk about him, Mike.
I heard Justin Jones say today, he's like, I ain't never seen a kid this powerful. And he don't even know what he's doing yet. And Justin Jones, like, this dude bench 500 pounds. He was like, and he don't even know what he's doing yet. So it's going to be one of those things, man, where if it all comes together, hey, kid.
What up, Blake? What up, oh?
If he comes through, man, it's gonna be special.
What's up, Blake?
Man.
What's up, Doug?
Amazing.
All right. Hey, Jay, earlier you mentioned that the Bears had 11 receivers on the roster. Who you think the 6 that may make the active roster?
It's gonna be St. Brown. He's gonna be the last one. Yeah, he's gonna be the last one. Because you got, like I said, you got DJ Moore, you got Mooney, you got Claypool, you got Curtis Jones, you got Tyler Scott, and it's either gonna be Dante Pettis or Equimania St. Brown. It's gonna be St. Brown. It's gonna be St. Brown because they say Vegas Jones is flourishing in the punt return game.
Yep.
They say Tyler Scott is also messing around with punts. So as long as we got a punt returner, Dante Pettis is expendable.
ESB did exactly what we were supposed to do. He showed up to every practice and he showed out.
So those are going to be to me. If you ask me, the 53-man roster is set. It's just a matter of just getting through training camp. It's a matter of getting through training camp and everybody remain healthy. But the 53 roster, man, it's set. It's set.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just mad. I wish practice was still at Bourbonnais, man.
I know, right?
Man.
We still got the word St. Brown brother. I don't care what y'all say.
But guess what? Guess what? If he my 6th wide receiver, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Because he might not even dress on game day. So if he's the 6th wide receiver, I'll take that. It ain't like he's playing a big role Like he
but you know what they say? They say that he does well as a coverage man on punts and kickoffs. So that's what's going to keep him on the roster. And matter of fact, when they signed him, that's what they signed him for.
Yeah,
they signed him to be a special teams player.
Yeah,
so that's that's his job.
Yeah, Dante out there giving doctor statements in crayon. So it's like, this is my fifth FIF time that I've been in. Like, no. But yeah, you know what? Also, the other cornerback, man, Tyreek Stevenson too, is showing out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Between Stevenson and Terrell Smith.
Yeah.
But you know, Stevenson been running with the ones ever since OTA. So you talk about Kendall Vildor, all these ain't none of these guys will have a job, man. They just barring any injuries, they just really filling bodies in camp.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson's sitting up in practice right now. Y'all need some water. Y'all need some look, man. Because they was giving it to him, you know, because he basically talked about as far as the whole situation about the money that he wanted and what he had 3 picks since like his rookie.
No. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
His whole career. One.
He's got one pick, man. Dude, I done had 3 picks in the game before. What the hell? How you get one? If you supposed to be that dude, you get more than one. I mean, I was sitting around like, I mean, when I went to New Hampshire, I'm like, man, all right. So the dude who led the league had 6. I need 7, right? I'm like, man, this dude got 1 for 3 years.
Yeah,
you can accidentally run into an interception.
It's not like they're not throwing at him either, too. So,
and like I told Bernard and Guy, the top cornerback in the NFL is making $25 million.
Yeah,
he's the top.
Yeah,
he's the top. The fifth guy, is making 15. So where does Jalen Johnson fall in that category?
$19.95.
He will not be here.
$19.95.
He will not be here. He won't be here next year. He won't be here next year.
I said that too. We don't need him.
No.
We don't need him. He brings nothing.
Jalen Johnson, part of his problem is he hasn't even finished most of the games or most of the seasons that he's played.
Right.
Every year he's hurt. When he's not hurt, he doesn't have ball turnover capability. He did cause 1 fumble last year, but I think what the Bears are looking to slot him at is somewhere between $8 to $10 million a year.
Yep.
Which, for his coverage skills, that's probably okay.
That's all you work. That's all you work.
And you know what? Here's my problem now with a lot of players. I understand people trying to go after the bag and all that stuff, but with your endorsements and all that other stuff, you ain't really got to be greedy. If you really want to ball and stay there at $8-10 million, it ain't like he gonna starve, and you're not like a top 5 cover guy.
You're not, because right now, and I forgot what the number was, but I told y'all what was he ranked at as far as the corner, like 26 or 28, 29 something. I mean, he ain't even in the top 20 as a corner.
Hey, what's disappointing is, what number does he wear?
33. I know, right?
Ain't that the same number as Peanut, Whoa?
Yeah, yep.
If I was Peanut, I'd be like, man, take my jersey off.
Man, Peanut will put a jersey on right now and at least get you 3 picks and at least 12 fumbles.
And a couple of fumbles.
Hey, take my jersey off. You messing up my jersey number.
Yeah, because Eddie Jackson was leading the team in turnovers until he got hurt.
Yeah, until he got hurt. Eddie Jackson was actually
1 year and tripled the number of interceptions that he has.
Yep.
Yeah.
What does that tell you about it? And it's not like the other team isn't targeting him, his receiver.
Right.
So
like I said,
from
catching the ball, but then he's not getting turnovers either.
Hey,
but his whole thing. I'm sorry, guy. But his whole thing is they don't throw on my side. Yeah, that's because Kendall Vildor is much more worse than you. Then they don't have to. It ain't because you're that good. It's because they don't have to. That's the thing.
That's the tallest midget, right?
Yeah, the tallest midget.
Right.
And I'm a giant amongst them. Being short. But you know what? Here's another thing. You know, we was really on Eddie Jackson a couple years ago. And then last year, he turned it around, man. He did his thing. Now, what I'm excited to see, with us having some quality DBs back there, I want to see what he's going to look like this year. Because if he was better last year with that squad, imagine what he's going to look like now.
Because I'm telling y'all, our back seven, we stacked.
Yeah.
We stacked. With Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards and Noah Sewell, who's gonna wind up playing that Sam until Sanborn come back. But I don't think Sanborn gonna win a position. So Sanborn is gonna be as good as he was last year. He was the only thing we could talk about good on defense. He's gonna wind up being the backup, but because Noah Sewell is gonna take that position. So just our linebackers and our secondary alone, if we can find somebody to rush the pass, that's our biggest thing right now. We gotta find somebody to rush the pass.
Sanborn is kind of like what's the guy's name under Urlacher and them? Hunter Hillemeyer.
That's exactly what he is.
That's who Sanborn is. A solid guy
exactly what he is.
that you can bring in when somebody, and he gonna give you some quality play. That's
exactly what he is.
Hey, but check this out too. I was looking at something.
Played the Sam linebacker anyway.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah,
Mike, he's secondary on that. But the Sam is an entirely different thing. So
it sure is, man.
Yeah,
it sure is.
He got to show me he can play that position.
Yeah,
I like him at the mic though.
You know what? David Kaplan was talking too about the Bears may possibly be going after the edge rusher. They were looking at Yannick Ngakoue and Justin Houston. See, Justin Houston's like 34. I mean, I know he had 9.5 sacks last year. He only started one game, and let's see. Ngakoue, he had 9.5 sacks.
The only person I wanted them to sign was Frank Clark because he's still 29 years old, so he wasn't in his 30s yet. Right. Ngakoue, he's a liability in the run game, and I don't need somebody that's gonna be out there and they can rush the passer. But when they run the ball right at you, you can't stop nobody.
Can't stop. That's a good take too.
Yeah, you actually can't. You can't afford to have Ngakoue on your team based on the culture that you've established over the last 2 years.
That's exactly. That is so true.
Everybody hits principle and all that. Then you're going to have one guy that you paying millions of dollars that's not going to tackle anytime. It's not fast.
We need violence. We need violence.
It's another kid they got in camp, and I want to say his name. His last name is Terrell. They've been talking a lot about him rushing the passer. I don't know, guys. You can look that up real quick. I know you are a laptop guy, but it's a guy that rushes the passer. They've been talking about him a lot. And, they still saying they're gonna give Travis Gibson a chance, but if we trying to move on this thing. We don't need chances. We need somebody that's gonna get to the quarterback. We need somebody to go, and that we just don't have. We don't have nobody that can get to the quarterback. I mean, Jaquan Brisker was our leading sacker last year, and he had 4 sacks, and he played for the safety position. That's not good.
Yeah.
Well,
his last name is Jones.
Travis Gibson ended up getting 18 hits on the quarterback, so it's not like. He wasn't getting there. He's not finishing. So he's hitting the quarterback. He's not finishing with sacks. So for him to get 3 sacks out of 18 hits, that's pretty pathetic as well, especially as much as other teams were passing on us. That's kind of ridiculous.
Terrell Lewis.
Terrell, number 56?
He's 52. You said number 66.
56. I thought it was 56.
Okay, well, they just got him up here. It must be. Let me just look just to make sure. It might be some more Terrells up there. No, that's the only one. 56. But
they've been talking about him a lot since OTAs too.
I don't even know who that is.
Taking over the offensive lineman. But
yes, I'm 52.
Not really blocking yet. So how can you be winning in sacks if ain't nobody actually hitting yet?
The first padded practice is tomorrow. And them guys was jumping at the bit today. They was like, tomorrow we put them pads on. It's going to be a whole different story.
Right.
So,
I beat Mike Quick in 7-on-7, man. We was playing 7-on-7, and I beat Quick. I had to leave. Okay.
Hey, Jay, I was looking at our show from last year, and you made a prediction from the draft, so we're going to see what your prediction is this year. Last year, you said the steal of the draft for the Bears was who? Braxton Jones. And Jay, I was looking at the show. Jay called that right after the draft. Jay said Braxton Jones is the steal of the draft for the Bears. What you got this year, Jay?
I'm gonna say right now, the steal of the draft this year is Rashad Johnson, the running back from Texas.
Yeah.
By week 5, that's a bad boy.
By week 5, he will be starting. He will be starting by week 5. Because this guy can run it, he can block it, and he can catch it. That's all you need from a running back. As much as we hate Bernard, I know you hate it, how they devaluating this position.
Yeah.
If you could get somebody in the 4th round like this, and just think, he played behind Bijan Robinson, who was the most dynamic offensive player in this year's draft. He played behind him. So he's nice and fresh. Still in the draft.
Yeah.
And they said the only reason he wasn't a starter at any other college is because he was behind BJ.
Yep. Because they say he could have transferred anywhere else. He could have entered the transfer portal and transferred anywhere else and would have been a starter. But no, he was like, no, I'm cool. I'll stay right here. I'll play this complimentary football. I'm going to save my leg. Now they got drafted in the 4th round, I believe? The 4th round.
Yeah.
He's going to be the starter for the Bears by week 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing I like about the young man is he sees the field like a quarterback. Because at his heart, that's what he still knows how to play. So if you're actually seeing the field, this dude's going to be special. Now, I was glad the Bears didn't get that draft capital for Bijan Robinson. I didn't see him waiting in the wings.
Oh, I wanted it. Oh, I wanted it so bad. Did y'all see? They had a clip on him last week where he was running routes in practice. Oh my God, he was just beating DBs off the ball like real, like stupid. Like Atlanta gonna be okay, man. Atlanta might mess around and be okay in that South Division. I'm telling y'all, if Desmond Ridder, who's their quarterback in his 2nd year, if he take a leap, Atlanta gonna be okay because they're in a very bad division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are too.
Exactly. Because I'm telling y'all, everybody hyping up Detroit. Detroit did a fine job last year, but guess what?
They did, yeah.
Guess what? Y'all play the last place schedule. If y'all look at the Detroit Lions schedule this year, if they go 2-2 in their first 4 games, they're gonna be lucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
you know what's interesting though about the rookies that we got this year? They're not afraid to make mistakes. What I mean by that, they kind of tentative. These dudes out there balling out, man. I'm like, wow. I can't wait to see. Like you say, Doc, trust the process.
Yeah.
Guys they got now, the whole culture, man. As you look at the clips with the Bears and stuff, you look at the whole culture. It's like he completely just him and Flus and them, they completely revamped the culture because I don't care what nobody say. You can be great. You can have a great team and everybody just can't stand each other. But that's like not as prevalent as a squad where everybody's good. And then, from a competition standpoint, hey, we all dogs. We out here competing. But if I lose that spot, my job is to make sure every week that I go through there is to get better so I get my spot back. But I ain't dogging you out for beating me. I'm pushing you. I like it, and they're all business-like. And then DJ Moore just came up in there, man. I was looking at some of the stuff that they did. He was throwing some passes to DJ Moore. I'm like, man, that's going to be scary. Ooh.
But I'm going to tell y'all something. Anytime, and I'm predicting this, anytime you can have your first 6 picks in the draft actually contribute and produce, you got a good draft. And the Bears' first 6 picks are going to all be contributors.
Yep.
This hasn't been here in Chicago since the early 80s when Pink and Dicker came and they started turning around the team and we ended up getting the Super Bowl in 85. So hopefully some of the and I mean we got some athletes in this draft. It was just like you could tell, and we said this on the shows, like they were really gonna do their homework. It was like they really went out and you like, man, they took, and then you watch the film, you're like, oh my God, I didn't see that.
Right. Hey, let me see if I can bring up the schedule for next year. Hold on, let me see if I can bring that up.
When you got when you got to start off when you got to start right guard, you got 2 defensive tackles, a corner, a running back, and a wide receiver with your first 6 picks that can actually contribute. That's scary. That's scary. It's just all got to get put together. The cohesiveness got to be together on offense. Because I'm telling you, if this offense can click, we might have something special, man. We might have something special for real.
Yeah. I completely agree with you on that, man.
Hey, look what we got here. Let's kind of like go through this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That don't look too bad, do it?
You go 2-2 in those first 2 games. You go 2-2, 3-1 in those first 4 games. You might be okay.
And you know what? Okay. And Denver lost 2 wide receivers in the last few days too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I saw that.
They like, man, one guy's out, is talking about retiring. The other guy had the heart problem. I'm like, wow, that's crazy, man. I mean, this is just how it goes, man. That's how this league is. But you know what? We gonna see if your boy got some Russell got some moxie, but then too they gonna dog him out because he really ain't gonna have a whole lot to work with. But that's what you get for being greedy.
Looking at those first 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go 3-1, I'm sorry, the first 4 games. If you could go 3-1 or even 2-2,
yeah,
you sitting on something. Because Minnesota, they still don't scare me, Right. And then you got Vegas. You don't know what that's going to be like with Garoppolo, and we don't know if Josh Jacobs going to even play.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hardest part of your schedule right there. Those week 6 through 9 might be kind of hard, but then when you go 10 through 14, it's feasible. It's feasible.
Right.
It's feasible.
That is true, man. I hope they go to Vegas business like and don't hit the strip. Because I'm gonna tell you, it's like now it's so attractive because if you look at a lot of teams, I understand Vegas is a really nice exotic place to have a football team. It's great for tourism and all that other stuff. But if you got a business like team, guys are going to their hotel, they're doing stuff as a group. But then I just hope don't nobody get out there and hit the roulette wheel. It won't be Jalen because I don't think he got enough money right now.
But everything is an unknown because we don't know what Jordan Love gonna be like in Green Bay. We speculate what Green Bay gonna look like without Aaron Rodgers, but we don't know. Tampa Bay, who's their starting quarterback? Is it gonna be Kyle Trask or is it gonna be Baker Mayfield? We don't know.
Yeah, but Joe Brady coming in for Drew Bledsoe and Aaron Rodgers coming for Brett Favre. That's almost like a generational situation where you have a quarterback that comes in, and it's not like a Steve Young Montana thing because Steve Young was in the USFL, then he came to the Tampa Bay. Well, he went to Tampa Bay USFL, and then he came to the 49ers and sat on the bench. He was already legit, but he's sitting behind Montana. By the time he came in, he was already a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah, because you're looking at week 9. Is that New Orleans? Look like you got New Orleans.
Yep.
They got
at New Orleans.
Yeah. You got some uncertainty still there. Carolina, you basically with a new quarterback, new coach. You already talked about Detroit.
Minnesota back to back. And they both away games there, right?
Yeah.
Yep, those are away games because we play Carolina at home, and then we got Detroit on the road, and then we got Minnesota on the road. Then you get your bye week, which is what I like. Now you got your bye week. Right. You come off your bye week. Now you got Detroit at home. You go to Cleveland. Then Arizona come here, and then Atlanta come here, and then you finish at Green Bay. Yep. So the schedule is favorable. The schedule is very favorable in the sense of like this game week 9, and then you got week 10. That's a Thursday night game. So you got that whole long, and then you got 10 days before you have to play again. So
you don't worry about nobody getting hurt on the 13th week because they all at the crib. If you're a number person.
Game, then they're coming back playing Sunday, and then they don't play again till Monday. Mm-hmm. And after that point, they got to bye. So they're going to be well rested. Yeah. And they have the ability, to basically take their little extra time and put some new things, new wrinkles in. Mm-hmm. There's only one team that's on our entire schedule that really intimidates me, and and that's Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Exactly.
But they didn't intimidate anybody, though.
Exactly.
Almost. But you know what? Here's the thing, and I just keep stressing this. A lot of people think I'm beating this over the head, but I love a business-like approach because what happens is you come in there, guys care about their craft. It's a craft. It's not a position to them. It's a craft. And they take that seriously. And when they're off the field, they realize a lot of stupid stuff they could be doing could jeopardize that. And when you got a business-like approach to it, guys come prepared. You ain't got to tell a guy, okay, you got to do this, got to do. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do. And it works much better, man. And then you got the vet guys and guys who out there who are really vocal, who are the lead guys, making sure that they ain't got a problem with getting in somebody's face, telling them that they burn up. I love it, man. I like the direction that we're going in, man. Like I said, it's gonna probably it may take another year, man. But for all the young talent that we got right now and all the people, man, we could be on the way in a couple of years.
Yeah, I heard an interview. I heard an interview today with Tyler Scott, and he was talking about his first time in OTAs, how he went up against Jalen Johnson. He's like, I knew then I was a rookie. He was like, this dude is so decisive. He's like, he reading the route before I read it. So it's like these rookies coming in and they learning from these vets. And these vets, what I like about the Bears is they not these vets that like, well, I'm not gonna teach this rookie what to do.
Right.
It's one of those things like, hey, I need these rookies to come in and contribute. I need them to come in and help me. So that's a good thing too. The camaraderie with these guys, man, it seems like it's pretty good.
You know what?
Yeah. One of the things that I worried about all last week is every week they started training camp, and every day the offense ended up winning. They were talking about DJ Moore.
You defensive guy.
I was like, I was excited. Don't get me wrong, because I'm not used to offense ever winning in the entire history of watching Bears training camps. So I'm like, okay, the offensive winning man. But I'm like, it wasn't like our defense was really good last year either. So they got to put up some kind of fight. Today, the defense came up and they gave something back. So I was like, okay, maybe we're looking at something a little bit different. So I'm liking the competitiveness. I'll take it.
Yeah, because last year, what did bother me a little bit is you were actually hearing some negative stuff coming out of training camp in reference to the quarterback play. Yep. You was hearing a lot of incompletions was going on in training camp. You was hearing about a lot of turnovers by Justin Fields, and you was hearing about a lot of slow processing of plays. So I'm seeing highlights of some plays that looking good. You're hearing good things from the offense. That's a positive. So because it wasn't surprising when you saw the Bears in that first, from what you was hearing for training camp. Mm-hmm. When you saw that first preseason game, I was like, oh man, this don't look
right.
Hey, B, you notice the difference between the way they did Justin Fields last year and this year? Everybody talking about right now is a company, some of this. Oh, Justin. Oh, he threw the ball. Oh, he was great. But the one thing that I take, and I was talking to a friend of mine, he's like, yeah, they can run these routes and do all that stuff, but what does that have to do with a team thing? I said, imagine as a quarterback, you running and you got some offensive linemen or something. You're in a position where you can't see. If you're running practices, you're practicing together in the offseason, getting that timing, some balls he's throwing away, he can't even see the guy. But guess what? It's going to land right there. That offseason stuff that they're doing right now. And then now you got DJ Moore, whereas he's the guy, the business guy who is that dog. And all the other receivers are like, I want to be like number two. So everybody's coming in there.
And it makes me mad when people are like, well, the Bears think they got a clear-cut number one. Is he really a number one? Look, let me tell you something. DJ Moore been in the league 5 years. He had 3 1,000-yard receiving seasons.
Bad team.
With bad quarterbacks. DJ Moore, and I said this when they made the trade, DJ Moore is the leading receiver in history for the Bears right now. And he ain't even played the game yet. He got more yards than any Bears wide receiver in the history of the game, and he didn't even play the game in the Bears uniform yet. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you?
That you can drop a cookie 15 yards. You can drop a cookie 15 yards out, and when you throw the football, you ain't even throw it at him. You throw it to Cookie, you know he gonna be sitting right there.
Johnny Morris is the leading wide receiver in Bears history. How long ago was that?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Then he was a receiver, so he sucked.
So you can't tell me this guy ain't no number one wide receiver when you had guys like Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield and the Bears backup quarterback P.J. Allen, all these guys throwing the DJ Moore, and he's still producing.
Yeah.
So imagine him with a legitimate wide receiver and a legitimate offense. So yeah, he's the number one wide receiver.
And then now you got Claypool that's a year in and knows the book. You got him. So it's like you go pick your guys, and I know that you're probably out there talking about going to DJ Moore, but
separates from others. That leaves an impression on a coach.
I don't know what that is.
Good impression.
Oh,
that actually, and Andre, that's a great way to put it. It actually gives that coach that you took some preparation for that concept.
We get hijacked.
And the top schools around, they'll even tell you, "Wow, hey man, this is up class. You know, this is first class stuff." You really
somebody to hack out broadcast.
Yeah. I don't see a voice. Okay, hold on. I don't know where that came from. It sounded like somebody hacked, right?
Hey,
okay.
The pickup that I'm most excited about, it's gonna sound weird. Robert Tonyan.
It does not sound weird. It does not sound weird.
When I'm done my podcast.
All right. Tonyan, he's bringing some stuff, and he's from Chicago too.
Mm-hmm.
That dude, as far as the red zone, that dude is a beast. He's a complete beast. So I like him paired with Komet. I'm liking what they building here.
Yeah.
I'm really
Johnny Morris.
Hey, Mark, we get some comments, bro. Hey, thanks for always contributing, man.
That was like, how many fingers I got up? Fingernails. Okay, you go back in. Go run this go route.
Hey, you know what? I will like to send a special shout out to Mark, and whenever Mark is squeezing the time to come on the show. But people like Mark and Christian Jones, who else? Mo Man, I forgot. Man. Oh, okay. You know what? That's what that was. I saw something. I was trying to figure out who that was. That was probably Mo Man saying, "I'll see you tomorrow." He talking about boxing. I was like, "Who is that?" Because Mo Man go to boxing. But it's a couple of people, man. Patterson. What's Patterson's first name? Mike Patterson. Mm-hmm. Of course, the panel, but people who really keep the Bears Banner fan page going, who make comments and keep people engaged. They share information, man. That is real. That's appreciated, because for me, what separate our page from other pages is people really talking sense. People prove their point. Where in a lot of pages, what end up happening is when somebody don't agree with them, they just get mad and they start writing everybody's names, and people start quitting the page. Or
but guys,
I'm not gonna be happy till Mark Chin comes on.
Right.
I know, right?
Well, let me tell you guys.
And everybody else that came, I'm not gonna be happy till Chin goes. Sorry about that, guy. Go right ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say, hey, Tynes X-Packer, like Luke Patrick, we need to make sure he's not a plant. I will say this to you, brother, man. Hey, I love you. I'm not gonna go into all your business and put it all out there, man. Let's just say a prayer for my brother, man. He had to deal with an episode the other day, but it's wonderful to see you here, man.
Yeah.
We can't wait to get you on the show, because the one thing that I love about him, a lot of people would disagree. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people would disagree. But one thing that I found with our group and the podcast is people come on. I may not agree with you, but they come in with whatever they feel. They come in with some hits, So it's like, okay, well, I can respect that. You got. It ain't like you talking out the side of your neck. You got some backup.
When you have your opinion, express your opinion and let me know what it is. That's right. That's all. Ain't nobody got to get mad. Just like, I'm standing firm on what I say, and that's fact, because we all have that personal opinion, and ain't nothing wrong with that. And a lot of groups don't do that. They want to jump on, because people will tell you. I remember a few years back, I got so mad. I was on the page, and they was like telling me, "Oh, you're not a real Bears fan," and I was like, "Okay, you know what? I'm finna get off Facebook forever." Because anybody that know me, that tells me I'm not a Bears fan,
All that money you've been sinking into that.
Y'all got a problem.
Because we talking about everybody got like 40-something years plus of being Bears fans. So it's like they don't remember when we used to watch them in the snow when Walter Payton had the script and scrape for 200 yards, when we knew anytime a quarterback would throw a football, it was going to be a 15-yard completion. When we had dismal, wait, Keith, abysmal team.
Abysmal.
So
Anytime
everybody
you
that
tell
knows
me,
what I received death threats in my inbox, man, call all see. That's all. That's some BS right there.
Anytime you tell me I'm not a Bears fan, then I gotta let y'all go.
Hey, you know what?
I'm a realist. I'm a realist.
With today's football. Today's football, I was actually having a conversation with a couple of family members that were talking about they watch all these fantasy teams and they all into fantasy football. And I get it, but I have to be mad when my team loses or happy when my team wins. I can't watch the game all the time, and I'm basically rooting for both teams.
For both teams, right.
Fundamentally don't work with me that way.
See, that's a Bears fan.
Right.
Because that's going to always be the Packers. I want to have something to be excited about. So that whole fantasy football, that's why I don't get into it, because I can't be like, well, Justin Fields threw for 300 yards, but my boy got 7 interceptions off of him. I'm like, no, I gotta be clear that I'm mad about something, I'm happy about something.
Yeah,
he said, look at Chen. Look at what Chen wrote. That's a Bears fan answer right there.
Yeah, that's big right there. Cause man, I don't know if you ain't suffered through that, then I don't know what qualifies you as a Bears fan. Cause that was pretty anemic. That was a pretty anemic time.
I got one for y'all. Right, y'all gonna see this, and it's gonna make y'all stomach hurt. Remember that last second throw that Magic Man threw, Magikowski threw in the end zone? Everybody that's a Bears fan that was around there, as soon as I said Magikowski, it's like, man, I was
just
so
Marco. Just Marco. He weighed 113 pounds. They blocked the kick. He got it, and he ran in the end zone. I stopped watching football for a whole 10 minutes.
Hey, going into the 2023 season, what do y'all think as far as the Bears offensive line? We know that was one of the issues early on. I don't think it was as bad as a lot of people were saying last year. I mean, it was a combination of a lot of things, but I do think, man for man, I think the Bears offensive line has much improved. I mean, I think they're going to be mauling people, especially on that right side. Oh, my God. I think they just going to be just pancaking guys.
Well, that's the thing. They got better when they drafted Darnell Wright and they signed Nate Davis. You know, I wasn't – now, I can't say I wasn't for the move of Tevin Jenkins moving from the right side to the left side, but they say Davis has only played the right side. And Tevin Jenkins said in the interview, he was like, the Bears management called me as soon as they signed Nate Davis. Like, okay, you know what? Check this out. We just signed Nate Davis. He's moving to right guard. We need you to move to left. He was like, that's all I needed to know. He was like, cause I got in my playbook, I had everything flipped around. So now I need to know what I'm doing at left guard versus right guard. So he's been putting in the work, and I've been hearing the praise. Ryan Poles was just talking about him the other day. He was like, Tevin is just doing an outstanding job at left tackle. He got in his playbook, and that's what you want to see. You want to see these young players be like, adapt to the adversity. Like, okay, y'all gonna flip my position? So what I got to do? I'm not going to sulk about it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get in my playbook. I'm going to learn the left side because I'm moving from the right side to the left side. And now with him and Braxton Jones, my boy, y'all know that's my boy.
It changes
him and Braxton Jones on the left side with Cody Whitehair back at his natural position. Which I'm satisfied. I'm totally satisfied.
I like that, though. I like that these two guys on his blind side, because you know what? Let's look at it. Braxton Jones made some mistakes, but for what he did, I can't complain. Now you got him next to Tevin. That's going to be scary, man. Ooh,
and they say, and Ryan Poles said the other day that Braxton Jones has gained 12 pounds of muscle. And that was his whole thing last year. He was like, he just got to get stronger. He just got to get stronger. So now you got two maulers on your left side. You talk about a 5th round draft pick from Utah State that played every snap. The only Bears player to play every snap in 17 games last year was Bryce Jones. So he got valuable experience, and with a whole off season, I'm expecting nothing but better.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you what, Jay. They did an interview on Darnell Wright, and they were talking about, okay, now that you out there with the Bears, are you gonna be looking out for Justin Fields? What happens if somebody hits him late? He said, "We fighting in the parking lot."
That's what's up. That's what's up.
If somebody hit my quarterback late, we fighting in the parking lot, and that ain't even Tevin Jenkins.
Right.
Remember,
that's the
Tevin
rookie.
Jenkins was the only one last year that was standing up and ready to fight people, and then they had them goofy guys that was like, "Oh, you doing the wrong thing." I'm like,
I remember that show.
We got a bunch of linemen that ain't nothing but maulers.
That was the main Fetty the year before last. They got mad at Tevin Jenkins for protecting his quarterback.
See, but you know what?
He bagging groceries over there at Jules now, ain't he?
Somewhere.
Yeah, but you know what? But like I said,
I think I saw him on Answer.
Per man, when that happened, we was all mad because here's a rookie. Your rook ain't supposed to be the one standing there, but your vet snatching the rook off because he did the job that you were supposed to do. I mean, and you know what? And I will guarantee you this: if something like that happened right now, you gonna have to. They gonna probably be fighting amongst each other to see who gonna hit dude first. I love it, and people don't realize, they think that's like not cohesion, man. But when you got a guy like that that's willing to go into a hole, if you look at that scene, you had Tevin Jenkins, the whole team around him, and here comes Jermaine Affedio. Thank you for Kroger. How may I help you? Behind walking up, snatching him. I'm like, you should be snatching on the jersey, you know.
Mark said he said he pushed that Save-A-Lot.
He pushed the
they would even let Save-A-Lot open up in Inglewood.
Right.
Man.
Right.
They're like, no more Save-A-Lot.
Hey, you know what's really funny? It was one thing that we didn't mention. We even mentioned Larry Borum. And it's like Darnell Wright. Man.
You know what? The center is so crucial. I mean,
yeah.
One of the things last year in the is having a person play center. What's his name, Mustafa, that was not strong enough. And if you even the year before, you actually had Cody helping him identify where
the protections was at.
Right.
So you have a guy that couldn't even pick up the guy, and also still didn't all the time even know where to pick up the pressure from. So your quarterback is definitely working with a deficit when that guy who's snapping the ball can't really technically lead the offense as far as that line, because he's the quarterback of that line. So getting Cody back there is important. What you got, Plank?
I'm worried about Cody Whitehair, because last year he got destroyed on a whole lot of plays if you actually watch and see how he performed. So they're talking about Cody Whitehair being back at center in his old position and everything.
Lucas Passer.
I gotta wait to see what he's gonna bring, because
I got
he didn't show me anything last year. He got bull rush several times. He didn't know the plays. So I don't have the confidence in Cody Whitehair right now that everybody else does.
I do.
He's the weak link on the line.
Well, I do. I got confidence in him at center. And just the FYI, they say Lucas Patrick first played today at center. Block snapped it over Justin Fields' head. So I don't know what's
But you know what? What I will do, hey Plank, I'll tell you what, and I do get what you're saying, but you know what, I'm gonna do him just like we did Eddie Jackson. Because when Eddie Jackson sucked, then next year we're like, okay, yeah, you did. Let's see what you're gonna do. He got progressively better when he got a little bit of help. Now that Cody Whitehair has his guys around, the one thing that I have to read on and I'm going to go on is the fact that how many times did we look up when Musty was missing assignments and you see him in the background doing like this to Mustafa wasn't getting it. And a lot of times I think when you're on the line and you're thinking too much, because you're not just worried about you getting burnt, but you worry about him not doing his job. So yeah, I'm with you. We're going to reserve and see, but I do believe that now with what he has on the line, I think he's going to do a lot better. If not, he better be doing some sit-ups, because, man, the backup is Lucas Patrick, and we got Doug Kramer. So I haven't seen anything with him at all.
And I'm going to tell you, I looked it up a while ago, and I don't remember it. But if you look at Cody Whitehair's PFF grades at center, They pretty impressive.
Wow.
As a center, they're pretty impressive. So
and how far is that? That's going back 3 years though.
no, it's only is it 3 or is it 2? Is it 3 or is it 2? Because he was a center when Trubisky was here.
That guy.
Because remember, they had James Daniels at center, and Mitch was complaining, so they wound up moving Cody back to center and moving James Daniels to guard, which is why he wound up being a guard.
But that's 3 years ago. Think about it. That's 3 years ago.
18, well, maybe 2 years. 2 years. Because he had 18, 19.
Justin Fields this year, Justin Fields last year, Andy Dalton the year before.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, Andy Dalton and Justin was in the same year. Remember that. Andy Dalton was the quarterback.
That was Nick Foles too, wasn't he?
Andy Dalton.
No, that was the year before.
Fields, and now we got Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't see this shit.
I know he was coming off some injuries last year. Yeah, he came off. Well, hopefully he shows some value.
I think he's a better center than he is a guard, and he's been a Pro Bowler at each position. So, but I think he's a better center than he is a guard.
And that's why I'm willing to give him a chance because, like I said before, I just think the fact that I don't care how great you are when you go up to a line and you're not just thinking about what you got to do. You worry about your mans and them, and your mans and them. Musty wasn't doing nothing. He thinking too much. Now all he got to do is like, I got 2 dogs on both sides. All I need to do is snap the ball and hit somebody in the face.
But I'm hoping they're going to groom somebody because Cody is in his last year of his contract as well as Lucas Patrick.
So Cody Gray.
I don't know if Doug Kramer going to be the person or what, but, but I wanted your boy, Keith. What's your boy from Minnesota?
Smith.
Oh, yeah.
That's who I wanted. I wanted him. But they didn't draft him, so we have to go with what we got. But I like this offensive line. I really like this offensive line. And I think because of OTAs, as long as nobody get injured, it's gonna be some cohesiveness there. I think they're gonna be okay. Okay.
Hey, what y'all think about the defensive line?
The defensive line?
I haven't seen Darnell Mooney yet.
Yeah.
That's what everybody keep forgetting. Darnell Mooney is going to be the X factor. So when he get out there, man, that's going to turn us into something else. Hey, they need to know. They need to know, Jay.
Hey, what about? We just got a contract signed with Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet just signed a contract last week. What y'all think about that contract?
I like it. It's team friendly. I like it. And when you're as bad as the Bears team is, you expect team friendly contracts.
Yeah.
4 years, $50 million, 32.8 guaranteed. Right. He getting 20. He getting 20 off top next year.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. It ain't like we ain't got the money. So it ain't like he breaking the bank. I'm looking for who else because it's so many people up for contract extensions right now. Darnell Mooney. In the last year, his contract. Chase Claypool. In the last year, his contract. Jalen Johnson. In the last year, his contract. We got a lot of people that's owed some money. Or I ain't gonna say old, but do some money. So let's see where it's gonna go. But I'm glad they got Cole Kmet. I mean, they had to extend somebody because you got to spend at least a whole lot of your money. You can't just fall into the season with $80 million on the salary cap and expect the NFL to be like, okay. So it was friendly.
He was homegrown. He came from the other regime, so that actually helped smooth some things. Because a lot of people kept talking about they're gonna get rid of Fields and they're gonna get rid of all these other guys because they didn't draft them, and that should put a lot of that kind of conversation to bed.
Thank you. Okay. Well, you were saying the defensive line. Let's see. On the end, we got Travis Gibson, Andrew Billings, Justin Jones, DeMarcus Walker, and then of course we got Edwards Edmonds and they had Sanborn, but Sanborn is about to, he's still injured. So I like the line. I really think we still need an edge guy though.
We need an edge rusher.
But what we got, if guys are hollering, they're doing what they're supposed to do. we're gonna probably get somebody that's gonna give us some max for the minimum, man. But there now it's like it's one of them things with the linebacker core we got them dogs back there, man. It's gonna be scary. A whole lot of guys go just run the ball because we throw it, somebody gonna get hurt and we getting picked off.
And the thing about it is, what I like, even with the signing of Cole Kmet, the Bears still have the third most money in salary cap. So we good. We good as far as the salary cap go. So I think we need to find an edge rusher, and I think Poles is not going to extend anybody else before the season starts, because this whole thing is like, okay, show me what you made of. Because you got Claypool and Mooney. Can we sign both of them? Probably not. No. We probably can't sign both of them because you got Justin Fields that's coming up for a contract. DJ Moore, the good thing about his contract is he got this year and next year. So we can still kind of wait on that. But we got some people that need to get some money. And, you know, if Justin Fields had his breakout season that everybody think he's going to have, y'all see what all these quarterbacks signing for? Justin Herbert got $265.2 million.
That's a lot of fish.
Oh,
right.
Justin Herbert? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Did y'all mention what happened to Burrow? And he's not a running quarterback. He's a pocket passer if ever we saw one. And he hurt himself sitting in the pocket. So all of those people that keep talking about running quarterbacks are more at a risk, it doesn't seem like it to me.
Okay, here go Chan. He's going to play the long game with the other extensions. Right. If Tyler Scott balls out, Mooney's done here.
He's exactly right.
Tyreek Stevenson,
he's exactly right.
Well, it goes back to what we said, man. The thing that I love about our show is we got some people that don't just like the Bears. We got people that straight up watch it. They looking at tapes. They reading the articles. We like fans, man. You know, nobody's here trying to pretend like we played in the league or nothing like that. But you got to at least respect the fact of the people that are actually there. They really putting that time in. He hit about 3 or 4 quotes right now, and I'm like, because
Tyler Scott and Darnell Mooney are the same player. They are the same player. And it's almost like, okay, I got this dude on the rookie contract. Your contract is up.
Yep.
What do we do?
What's your point?
Johnny Knox.
Yeah.
Darnell Mooney is Johnny Knox.
Same number, same everything. Sure same weight. That's who that young man is.
They're the same player. They're the same player. So it's gonna be interesting, man. But it's really, to me, when it all comes down to it, it's all about Justin Fields and just looking at these numbers that all these quarterbacks get. Because Justin Herbert just got paid. Burrow is gonna get paid because no matter what his injury is, Cincinnati know they're not crazy. They're not crazy. They gonna give Burrow his money. So who's going to be next?
Okay. Who's playing in the Hall of Fame game? I think it's this weekend, right?
No.
You know what? I believe it is this weekend. I believe it is this weekend.
Okay.
It's Detroit and somebody who started their training camp early.
It's New York and Cleveland.
August. When is that? Is that August 5th?
It's August 3rd.
August 3rd.
Thursday.
Okay.
That's Thursday night.
Even better. Perfect.
Perfect. Right. All right. So we'll be
football is back.
Right. We'll wrap it up and we'll be back. You know what? And I don't know if y'all want to discuss the show. I believe it's on Netflix. Is it Netflix?
Quarterback.
Yeah. Maybe I gotta watch it, catch up with it, but.
On another one that ain't got really nothing to do
with football. I've been through 4 episodes so far.
There's another movie that's out right now, and a lot of people look at it as being some type of exploitation film, but it's really worth watching. They clone Tyrone. You gotta see it. You gotta see it. Man, I'm telling you. Oh, we're talking about Scoop Jackson? Yeah. The main sports columnist for the Sun-Times. If you don't know him, he started Slam. Yeah, he's Luke the South Class 81 hoop with them when they won state. He'll cover all sports. Okay, yep. We got one of the guys. I like Scoop, man, because Scoop kept it at 100, man.
Hey, on the real,
Mike Conley was on that team.
On a real quick note, I ain't gonna promise nothing. I ain't gonna promise nothing. But TJ Edwards, his dad, Billy, is one of my frat brothers. And I got Billy's number, and I told him to contact TJ to see if we can get him on our show.
Okay.
I ain't promising nothing, but that's what we talked about at our reunion in May.
We'll take it.
Which I just found out. So that'd be good to have TJ, if I can get TJ on the show. So I'll be working on that.
Great.
I'll be working on that this season.
Be some love,
Okay.
man.
Anybody else got anything before we close out?
Nada.
All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in tonight. Hit the
Bet out,
subscribe
baby.
button. On the show tonight, we had Jay Beasley, you had Guy Moore, Keith Flournoy. Thank everybody for tuning in. And like I said, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back next week with Bears Banter. Peace.
Peace.